So, Stuttering John. I never have really. This is like one of the few shows that ever has. I avoid Stuttering John. The topic, not for any particular reason, except that just everybody's got it. It feels like they got that one. I don't care really about Stuttering John per se. I know him, and he asked me to be on his birthday show. I didn't get back to him. So maybe he's mad at me or something. I got these DMs from him today. I'm just going to get right into it. He's really mad at me, He's bitching at me because he says, fuck off, and, you obviously don't have kids or whatever. So he sends me this link. I'll show you what it is he's talking about. This is what he was upset about. Had opinion on Ava Reyes' revelation that Shuli and Phil Russo tried to get her to befriend Stuttering John's child to collect dirt on Stuttering John. Okay, now I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about Shuli and Phil Russo trying to get Ava to befriend Stuttering John. I don't give a fuck about that. That's my opinion about it. Who cares? So if they go to Ava and say, hey, will you maybe Stuttering John's kid be friends with you? She might have interesting things to say about John. Fuck, I guess it's all right. Yeah. I mean, is there a problem? I don't know if they say that's true or not. Do they go along with it? I don't know. Why do you call it a shocking revelation? Why do you call it a fucking startling revelation? Why do you call it why do you use words like spy? Opinion on Ava Reyes' revelation that Shuli and Phil Russo tried to get her to befriend Stuttering John's grown daughter or son to collect dirt on Stuttering John. Okay? Child? Baby child? Was it a baby? Was it a toddler? Underage kid? I don't think so. So I don't care. Do you understand? So that right there, that's a big problem, right? So he sends me that link, and then he goes, nice, that's my fucking kid. That's exactly, you know what? Yeah, it is your kid. It's not my kid. I don't give a fuck about your kid. We don't have to care about your kids. I don't have kids. Other people have kids they care about. How much longer is John going to keep using this fucking kid situation? How much longer is he going to keep using his, the John? Why do you use your kids for sympathy so much? To try to win people over. You think it's this trump card, that, oh my God, somebody with my kids. Now, I don't know anything about this Ava Reiser. Now, as far as this allegation goes, somebody wants somebody to befriend somebody and it's supposed to be a big fucking deal. So she wants to become friends. Somebody tries to engage this person as like a what? Somebody to be like openly spy. Oh, could you be friends and find out any information? Look, and I don't know if it was because of the whatever the sexual status of the two of them are and everything, and they're supposed to see eye to eye because of that or something. I don't know that. I don't know what their reason is. Maybe he just thought they'd get along. I don't know. I'm not going to infer things like that. You know why? Don't care. You need to get off this idea that everybody's supposed to, give a shit about your family situation. Yeah, I've never really gone after John. What a big target, too. What a big target. I have never fucked with John at all. He's talking about, a family member? You're going to use a family member? Yeah, well, didn't you call Shuli's dad? Didn't you make a phone call to Shuli's fucking Count Chocula dad? Or whatever, in order to, find some content in that? Why would you see, is that so much better? What if somebody called your kid on the air? I'm sure some bad things have been said about John, absolutely. Absolutely. And he does and says a lot of bad things himself. I mean, John's full of shit. He's doing a character. He's definitely doing a character. Because nobody's this oblivious. I mean, and he may see it this way and stuff like that. But look at the way he acts. I get it. You're doing a character. Okay, fine. I'll do a character. This is the character of a guy who doesn't give a shit about you or your fucking kid or how they feel or where they are or what their situation is. It's my fucking kid. So what? Why would he imagine that I would care? That's what I don't get. I don't get why he's sending me DMs about this. What did he? And I think he talked about me today on his show, on the Stuttering John podcast or whatever. I heard he was mad at me. Look, I don't. No one cares. And look, I used to think like, oh man, I'm going to avoid talking about John because everybody already talks about him or whatever. Yeah, fine, I'll talk about you, John. I mean, if you're just trying to pull more people in, I mean, I'm like I said, as the show, one of the shows that doesn't really touch that topic at all. You would think that he'd be like, oh, hey, it's kind of nice that there's a show that doesn't just shit on me constantly. You think he would be appreciative of the fact, that I always treat him like a normal fucking person. I guess that's a mistake. Because he's not. He ain't normal. John, you ain't normal. You have abnormal expectations of the world, like, around you. And I mean, I guess he's just being a troll, right? All the time. That's his thing, to be a troll. Look, I don't get it. I never found him that interesting. Oh, here we go. This is the very one I was talking about. This is the account I was talking about. Pat, all you have to say is it was wrong of Shuli to nefariously engage with Stuttering John's children, you see? No, I disagree. I don't give a fuck about it. You see? I don't care. And I'm allowed to not care. I don't care about that issue. I don't care about Shuli doing that. I make no judgment on it. First of all, I read these text messages here. I was not really, based on the text messages, Shuli didn't know anything about it. Based on the text messages on Twitter, whoever the fuck that is that she was talking to said Shuli doesn't know anything about this. So if Shuli doesn't know anything about it, according to him, and Shuli says he didn't know anything about it, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? At that point, it becomes something that I can't fucking get involved with. I can't know anything about that. What do you mean all I have to say is that? I don't have to say that. I'm not going to say that. You fucking idiot. Thanks for the $5. I appreciate it, And hey, good point. Why would I have to say that, though? Shuli, like I said, he's not even aware of it. What makes it nefariously engaging with Stuttering John's, and again, with the children. Oh, the children. Oh, his little children. I mean, his adult son. Right? His adult son. His adult son can't go, I'm not going to tell you anything about my dad. Okay, great. Besides, I don't know that this engagement actually occurred. In fact, I know for a fact it didn't. So try to engage. And again, if Shuli didn't know anything about it, one of his producers was doing all this shit, then why don't you put it on them? And who cares anyway? And what makes it so fucking nefarious? Exactly. To get dirt? Guess what? Welcome to this world here. Who's, like... I've had my exes engaged with nefariously. It doesn't matter who reaches out. But you don't want people dishing dirt on people? Oh, no. Oh, no. What are you saying? An estranged family member shouldn't have a voice? Nobody should know what... it sounds to me as if it's strange. And again, with the fucking children. I don't like people who sue people, I don't like people who really try to, bring the law into something that their humor and their show can't handle. I don't like people who strike channels. John is one of these channel striking, lawsuit filing assholes. Look, I'm trying to be fair. A court of law is someplace that is kind of an important thing. And I'm not saying the lawsuit's frivolous, although it appears to be. It appears to be something that, I mean, look, John is the guy who shows up at houses, right? John's the guy who calls relatives. You're not going to address any of that. You're going after Shuley is all you're doing, You don't like Shuley. That's it. You don't like Shuley, and so you figure like, oh, okay, John's against Shuley, so you want to champion John. But I don't see that John has this, moral high ground in this situation at all. In fact, anybody who has to resort to always fucking wah about his fucking kids. Is he father of the year? Yeah, does he know these kids? Is he close with these kids? It sounded to me as if Ava was trying to sort of backpedal on this a little and just go, this is just something I mentioned offhand. This wasn't like the big centerpiece thing. So John, again, a mountain out of a molehill. But don't fucking write me about it. Fuck you. Yeah, nice. It's my fucking kid. So what? Reddit, from what I understand, used to be pretty cool, and now it's just another fucking place. Just like everybody, just all these, another fucking platform where people can't really fucking, where we have to pretend that we give a fuck about shit like this. Oh my God, the children. Oh my God, the young adults. The young adults spawned by Stuttering John. Oh my God. John as a young adult that Ava might fucking befriend in order to get information. Well, what's the information? I mean, what do you think that this child would have to say, about John? What do you think John's child would have to? What stories would we hear about John? From what I understand, there's really not a whole lot of concern there between the two of them, right? I mean, are they close? They talk? We talk every day. I'm sure that, he could say that, right? Maybe I should issue an invitation to John's kid. Come on my show and tell me everything you care to say about John. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think that person has any fucking interest in John. Otherwise, why not come on and talk about what a great dad he is? Come on and talk about what a great father he was. Boy, that would be shocking to people. That would be fucking shocking. He was great. He was always there. We always knew how he felt, and we always felt cared about and loved. What a bunch of nitpicky shit he complains about. Somebody made fun of their fucking food issues, food insecurity. What kind of bullshit is that? Are we the village that's supposed to pitch in and help raise this 20-something or 20-year-old? I mean, from what I understand, there's some magazine article about this person or something. John's child. And then it got commented on, right? Well, it's out there. It's a fucking published article, and somebody wants to comment on it. I mean, what's the issue? I don't engage with anybody's fucking secondary people, ever. So I'm not the one, but if somebody's in a fucking article, then yeah, I might comment on that. Shuley's Anonymous has historically been a fan of Pat Dixon. Your unhinged and vitriolic attack on Stuttering John's children had destroyed that love. Well, fuck you, man, and fuck Shuley's Anonymous. vitriolic attack on his kids. You're a fucking, you are such a fucking liar. See, this is exactly it. This is exactly the kind of language. Unhinged and vitriolic attack on Stuttering John's children. Thank you for the $5, but give me a fucking break. I don't like kids anyway. I don't like anything about them. I mean, like, look, they're cute, I guess. You know, somebody else's kids. Whatever. I don't give a shit. You know, I don't have any kids of my own. I've had relatives, you know, with kids. But I'm not a fan in general. So why would I care about who somebody, you know, who they shot out of? John Spawn. I don't make a life out of following Stuttering John like these other shows do. I don't find him that fucking, I don't know, it's not compelling to me that much, you know? I mean, like, he's an interesting character and all that. Maybe somebody could do something with it. I always, you know, sometimes it's pretty fun to watch. But, I mean, it's, you know, you're asking me about stuff that I don't care about. And then so when you bring this up and I say, yeah, I don't care about that. First of all, I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about it. I know very little more than I did last night about it now. I saw these fucking text messages. I don't see any evidence of what you're talking about. I certainly don't see any proof that Shuli knew anything about it. So what am I supposed to say? Oh my God, this is terrible? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Please. Look, even fucking Vince the lawyer on there today. John's friend. I guess, right? To whatever extent that's a friendship. He comes on and he's like, yeah, I don't really see how Shuli knew about it per se, but let's say that he did. It ain't illegal. There's nothing illegal about it. You can call it dirty pool. It's just going to be in addition to the other, you know, what is there going to be another lawsuit here? For what? Befriending a family member? Or conspiracy to befriend a family member? All right, so I'll wait for John's apology then. I guess that'll be that.
Hit the like button!